Do you or a loved one love 40K Fanatics podcast and wish it to continue? Well, we are just going to keep continuing anyway. However, we would really like 50 more subscribers. We're at 450 right now. We need to get to 500 over on the YouTube. So we love our Spotify listeners. Go over there and rate that 5 stars so that more people can find us. But also, we need 50 more subscribers over on YouTube. So even if you're not always watching/listening to us on YouTube, go over there and subscribe, please. And then maybe just turn the notifications off so that you don't even know that we exist over there. That'll be fine. But we need 50 more so that they may pay us money, because that'll help a lot, because we are hopelessly addicted to this plastic crack. Now, earlier in the week, we gave you an episode, and we're going to give you another one. We're going to squeeze it in here before Austin has to run off and eat dinner. And as
we got
usual,
meatloaf tonight.
Yeah, we got meatloaf tonight. We can't miss the meatloaf. I got to go to the gym, a whole bunch of stuff going on. If you missed it, because this will come out the usual day that you're used to getting it in whatever place that you like to get it, we did an episode earlier in the week. Go back and listen to that, where we talk about the summer Warhammer reveals, and we went over it in quite a bit of detail and had a lot of fun with it. Very first thing, we're going to read your comments. We're going to open up the Vox channel, which is the part of the show where we read your comments. These 2 comments come from Spotify. Hunter says, Shane, I work at Sonic, and as I am cooking smash burgers, I hear you talk about how good they are. I was going crazy or something when I heard you say that. The timing is what really freaked me out. Anyways, thought it was a weird coincidence that you might find funny. Keep up the good work. I love this podcast. Thank you, Hunter, and keep smashing those burgers, but watch out for tennis elbow. I'd hate for you to be injured. And tell them to clean those things up. They're not as good as Steak and Shake yet, and it disappoints me.
Yeah, that comment I found really hilarious.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Dave and Company, frequent contributor Dave and Company says, oh, by the way, the main topic last week was Horus Heresy 3.0, GW dumbing it down. Dave and Company says,
Ooh.
It's hard to know why GW does what it does, because while I assume it's corporate greed, sometimes their decisions seem to leave money on the table, which is weird. Funny enough, I'd been leaning toward Heresy, but now with all this dust up, I might wait a bit and see. I want any Warhammer game to be fun, and while I enjoy complexity, I don't want to get a new college degree to understand the rules. I want simple but not simplistic, if that makes sense. That does make sense, Dave. Yeah. I tell you what, I've been not disinterested in Horus Heresy myself. Now, I have got deeper into the nuts and bolts of the controversy around it. And if you don't already play Horus Heresy, there's probably never been a better time to start. Because you don't know what you don't know. You're not really missing out on anything because you never had it to begin with, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, I understand that there's loyalist Marines and there's traitor Marines. Okay? That is not the same to me as Chaos Marines versus the Imperium. And I don't think I'm that interested in Marine on Marine Civil War. There, I said it. I kind of like the idea of my guys being totally separate, and sometimes we happen to be fighting some of our previous brothers, and then sometimes we're just beating the brakes off the Tau. So, but that's just like my opinion, man. But we don't have much time in today's show, so we're going to run right into the bits box, which is going to run right into our main topic. Now, if you have anything that you would like to put in the bits box for us to talk about, to look at, to interact with in some way, you can do so over on our 40K Fanatics Discord. It's totally free to join. The link is below or above or wherever the links go in whatever podcast medium that you consume them in. Don't be a jerk there. Now let's open up that bits box.
Ah!
Bitsbox is part of the show where we talk about what we've done in the miniature gaming hobby this week. I have done hardly anything, but I have not been entirely idle. First of all, my
Ooh,
unicorn, my Stormweaver on unicorn came via boat all the way from the rainy UK to my ownership. It is the most expensive model I have ever bought. I paid a premium on eBay for the thing because I missed out on the made to order and got myself an original one because that's what the guy had. So that's pretty high on my list of future projects. I think I'm going to get some milliput to fill gaps and stuff because the horse is in two pieces and I imagine it will still look like it's in two pieces once I glue it together.
what?
And then the other big project I'm working. Did you have comments on the Stormweaver?
Nothing besides that's absolutely insane that you paid that much for it.
Yes, it was like $120 by the time it was all said and done. Um, would you believe the wife talked me into that, not out of that?
I'm surprised the wife even knows about it.
Get in the comments below if you have paid triple for a model. Does your wife know about that having taken place? We won't tell, by the way. And honestly, I doubt she listens. But if she does, tell her to subscribe over on YouTube. The next thing I've been working on, I've been out of town. I was out of town last weekend for some piano work, and I have to go out of town this weekend as well. So my hobby time has been cut quite short. However, I have been on my phone working on some stuff, and the thing I've been working on is my Helldrake. I have a, I have a, I don't know what you would even call it, some sort of obsession with just playing stuff that nobody plays. And I want to play an aircraft as an aircraft and be the only person in the country doing so. But
Hmm.
I don't want my Helldrake, which is the Chaos Space Marine aircraft. It's basically a dragon. Okay, it's a fire breathing dragon. Uh, jet. It's a fire breathing dragon fighter jet. Okay,
Yeah.
but I don't want it to just be up on its clear plastic stand, looking cheesy. So
Mhm.
I want it to be making it, in the middle of a bank turn off of some sort of ruined spire. So I reached out to the group locally about, 3D printing and tracking down an STL, and one of the guys got back with me who has a resin and the other type of printer, which I'm only interested in the resin because it tends to be a lot smoother and much more paintable. And then I got on the various places that you get STLs, paid for STLs. Like this is going to cost $35 just in files to begin with, because I
Mhm.
don't believe in that piracy. Okay, I know that's an
Yeah.
unpopular opinion. Everybody likes to say that I gatekeep and speak from some ridiculous privilege of wealth. And yeah, that's right. Get your money up, scrubs. I'll probably clip that for the TikTok. Anyway, but he's looking into it, and it looks like what I'm going to get is a piece of crashed spaceship thing. It's just ruins, and it's all, you know, girder y. And I think it'll look really great,
Mhm.
swinging off the side of that.
Oh yeah.
But that's the entirety of my Bitsbox so far. How about you?
Well, as you know, I have been preparing for Game Fest, and
You've really been getting
I
into it.
yeah, I have been just painting and painting and painting, getting everything up to a at least decent, presentable standard for Game Fest, and so that's what I've been doing. I've been painting goblins, I've been painting squigs, I've been painting trolls, I've been painting giant, I've been painting shamans and wizards and fanatics, just the whole palooza.
Eh,
And we had Game Fest.
Game Fest happened. 4 days of the NEA Game Fest in Northeast
Yep.
Arkansas, which is in the United States of America, in the South. It is a very cheap place to visit and stay. We've got many national parks and state parks that you can visit and camp and hike and stuff. And I don't recommend that you do it in July because the heat index is 110 today.
Yep. Do not go outside. We had a good time at Game Fest. I had it this year at the A State, at the Embassy Suites at A State. Sort of their little convention hotel they've got there, and it was very large compared to last year, where they kind of had everyone sequestered around the other hotel that they had it at. They had the big room, and what I found interesting is they kind of had, as the day progressed and things like the vendors tables were taken off later in the day and different events were going on, they were rearranging the room with the little walls that they pull out of the little hiding spaces and kind of like put together to kind of create the room. I thought that was real interesting. I enjoyed watching the workers go around and like blocking off the vending section, and had a big wall blocking off kind of where the miniature tournaments were going on, so they don't kind of encroach upon the RPG tables going on, so people can hear themselves.
Yeah. Um, what do you think the attendance was? You
I
you were
have
there
no.
2.5 days of the
Yeah, I was there.
four?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was there Thursday night, all day Saturday, and then uh, showed up for a half the day on Saturday, or yeah, Saturday. Uh, they didn't have too many events going on. I felt like there wasn't a whole lot going on this year, kind of game diversity wise. Our friend Charlie Clay, who runs a lot of historical and oddball games going on, uh, he wasn't here this year, I don't believe. So there wasn't anything like Tank Ace or Star Trek or any of the stuff we played last year. So that kind of hurt a little bit, having things to do. There were quite a bit of RPGs to sign up for, and I had signed up for the Alien RPG and really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Uh,
so
but did the
tell me about Alien because we've started doing some bonus episodes these days. If you guys haven't watched them, you should go check them out or listen to them. The RPG Tavern where we talk about tabletop RPGs, and usually that's D&D is sort of the center. Like culinarily how everybody says whatever it is that is not beef, chicken, or pork tastes like chicken because chicken is sort of the
Mhm.
center of the universe. And
Of
in
course,
tabletop RPGs, D&D is chicken,
yeah,
and so everything gets related back a bit to, well, what is it like relative to chicken? It's like, well, it's kind of like chicken actually. Well, yeah, because
yeah.
it's food. Um, tell me about Alien.
So Alien is a very interesting game. Uh, it's very a bunch of cinematic experience. It feels like you're kind of in a movie. The I guess the sessions, or I guess campaign, is kind of split up into multiple acts like a movie, and the action and conflict kind of ramps up with each act as the story progresses. Uh, and I think the main thing with it is the game's kind of run on the or already generated stories and acts and campaigns and stuff. So I think it kind of is, because it's kind of like the everyone takes on the role of a person in the event, and you kind of have these agendas that you kind of act out, kind of like, what's my motivation?
Yeah, you have like a
And they
like a secret agenda, right?
yeah, it's kind of like, well, you're playing this character, and it's like, well, how am I supposed to be playing this character? And this kind of gives you kind of a nudge into what you should be doing this act, or like what you should at least be trying if you want to like play the character as he's supposed to be played in this movie.
Yeah.
So
No,
so we
no,
played
no
Chariot
minute,
of the God. Go ahead.
no miniatures on this, I imagine.
No, no miniatures. We had a map of the spaceship we were on, so we could tell where we were. But for the most part, it was kind of theater of the mind, just kind of like kind of mentally eyeballing things. Like, close range is yeah, you'd be close range, 5 feet away. Yeah, yeah. Kind of like that. Which is kind of how I prefer to do RPGs. Miniatures kind of gets to the point where you're kind of turning it into a war game almost at times. Is kind of how it feels.
Yeah, a guy that I run, one of my players in my D&D group every Sunday. He played Daggerheart all Game Fest, the new system from the uh, oh gosh, what are they called? The most
I can't tell
popular
you.
D&D YouTube people are called Critical Role.
Critical Role.
Uh, yeah, so they've got a new book and new game system, and it too is very kind of rules light, narrative heavy. And he had a great time. He said it was a really great time with the system, with the person that was DMing it, and he reported his experience at Game Fest to be hugely entertaining.
Oh, that's good. I think I saw it being played or like the sign up at least. Yeah, Alien. I think the big kind of thing with Alien, with its mechanics, is it's a D6 based game. You get your dice pool whenever you're rolling for like an action doing something. Like say, pipe's broken and I'm a mechanic and I need to try to fix this pipe. You've got your stats like in most RPGs, and what you do is you take your stat, a 5 or a 6 or something, and you take that, and that's how many dice you're going to roll for that. So you roll your dice, and then what you're looking for are your sixes. That determines your success. Any six you get makes your action a success. Bonus sixes on top of the initial six you need can allow you to perform like a stunt with your thing, kind of show off, do things that would probably be impossible. Uh, you can there's certain things like banking it for later. You can make it doing the same action easier later on in the game if you have to do it again. You can permanently break an item with a six. I mean, there's a whole list. I'm not going to get into it. I don't fully even remember it from the game, but there's a whole list of things that additional sixes gave you, uh, and kind of a bit overly complicated. You got like a bunch of sixes. I'm just like, just let me do it. I don't care about any further things with it.
Yeah.
Uh, and then you've also got a stress mechanic to where as the game progresses, you'll gain stress from seeing the horrific things that happen in alien movies, and general interpersonal conflict with others. So as your stress goes up in the game, you gain additional dice, your dice pool based on the amount of stress you have. So you have like 3 stress, you'd add 3 stress dice to your dice pool, and these stress dice can contribute to your success by rolling sixes as well. But on the stress dice, if they roll a one, then you have to do I forget what it's called. I'm just going to call it a panic roll.
Yeah.
And what you do is you then take that one that you rolled, and you roll that and add the result of that to your stress level. So if you roll like a 5, then you would look at your stress level 3, add that to get an 8, and then you compare that number to a table, and then that determines what happens. So you can have things like you just kind of stumble or tremble. So your result is still a success, but you might be kind of trembling as you're doing it. Or you could end up dropping an item if you get so stressed out doing the action. Say if you're trying to cut something with a blowtorch, you suddenly drop your blowtorch, or I think the maximum was you just go catatonic. So you go catatonic, you gain a trauma for the rest of the game over what you had seen. But overall, it was an interesting system. I thought it played really easily. They took our DM, excellent DM. He took out a couple things from the rules, so there may be a bit of complexity in the game that we were missing out on. But overall, I thought it was a great time, and it's a good system.
Excellent. I like
Yeah.
that. I'm always, you know, I'm so seldom a player. Somehow this has turned into an RPG Tavern episode. I'm so seldom a player that I always feel like I'd love to try literally any tabletop role playing game as a player. You know, just like let me in it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I'm gonna have
It is
fun.
fun.
Um,
Yeah.
they have the 40K tournament. Did you walk around and peruse that circus because it was
Uh,
large?
Yeah, it was large and it was kind of tightly packed in there just a little bit to where I didn't necessarily want to peruse too much around there in people's way. But I kind of sat in the hotel lobby. They kind of had the doors open to where you could see inside, so I kind of sat there and played some dominoes on my phone and kind of eyed the 40K tournament. Looked like it was a massive turnout. It was like all the tables were packed. A lot of fast rolling going on, big models, big Primarchs fighting. Uh, I can't tell you who won first place. Do you know what army? I don't know if you've
Um,
been paying attention to the chat.
World Leaders won.
Okay, and who was piloting that?
I don't recall. It was a guy from out of town. He
Okay,
won.
because I'd seen a couple.
He won last year, so he's a returning champion of
I
what I
don't know if
believe.
he's out of town.
I'm pretty sure that's what they said.
That could be. But anyway, the World Leaders one. That's interesting. Yeah, I saw the 40K tournament. I also saw the painting contest table, and I believe our local Nathan Sims won that with a some kind of tomb, not Tomb Kings. Sorry, the Necron Lord. He had a Necron Lord on a kind of a little display pillar, with kind of a black backdrop, kind of creating an emphasis on the model, and it looked pretty good. It was a little metallic model, metallic paint job going on. I don't know if it was non-metallic, but I think it was just mainly a basic metallic paint job, but done real well with airbrushing and everything. A lot of good diorama action going on the painting contest. There's one person with some Emperor's Children, kind of walking around a battlefield, cutting people up.
That's
Uh,
neat.
yeah, lots of cool stuff. There was I think it may have won second place. I'm not sure. I didn't see the actual rankings, but I saw the judges' scores. And one of the more higher up voted ones was a Trench Crusade model. Actually, it was some kind of big sort of dreadnought looking church guy, kind of a steeple head,
Oh, I've seen that
and I
thing.
think yeah, the water wheel shield.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
He's neat. Did
uh,
you did you enter
yeah.
anything in the painting contest?
No, usually what I do if I enter in the painting contest, kind of a model that I'm kind of shooting for the painting contest, and kind of focus on getting that ready for the painting contest. But this year I was kind of focused more on a macro view of the army, trying to get things just kind of like done up for the army. Nothing specific, so I didn't put anything in there this year.
What was your experience like in the Old World tournament? So you played the 1 day 3 round tournament?
It was initially a 3 round, but they actually turned it into a 4 round. Uh, Showed up uh, just barely late, not necessarily late, but kind of pushing time. Got all my stuff packed out for the Old World Tournament. Got my Had my little drink stand army tray I got built a couple years ago with felt and a drink tray. Had that all laid out. Bit disappointed that I was the only local representative playing in the Old World Tournament. Uh, I thought that was going to be kind of a sticker for me, not having any local guys to play with or and talk with at it. But I was kind of taken in by the Little Rock rank and flank guys, Arkansas rank and flank. They really took me in. I had told them I don't really get very much games with Old World. It's like my big game I like. Uh, so they were like, "Hey, let's what we ought to do is just do a 4 round tournament. That way, everyone can kind of get to play, and I can kind of maximize my games.
Oh,
Get
so everybody played
probably
everybody then.
yeah, everybody play everybody, and uh, I think the way it worked was I got a buy instead of just being out of the game. They just dropped my lowest score. I was kind of just making sure that I got to play because I think last year I only got 2 games because I got the buy, and that kind of really sucked.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I really want to shout out the Arkansas Rank and Flank guys. They were really nice and really fun to play with. Uh, I really learned a lot that day. Kind of getting some of the rules down that we were kind of having trouble with in Old World. Kind of seeing how things are really played out. I will say that I've told my fiance about this. in the car the other day. I said I feel like all the old world and Warhammer Fantasy groups kind of have their own like rule set they play, because I feel like over the years people kind of forget
What it says in
kind
the
of what
book.
exactly what it says in the book, and they kind of start amalgamating rules from other editions, because I feel like that started happening at certain times, and everyone just goes with it because they've played those editions, so they assume, yeah, like, oh yeah, that's the rule. So you kind of get like this weird like Frankenstein game going on of just like taking rules from all these past editions.
So how
But
close were we?
I was I don't even know what the rankings were. I think they only cared about
No,
first
no, no.
place.
I
But
mean, so
uh,
you and I have been the only ones playing any old world around here. So how close were we to playing correctly?
there's a couple things. One thing I learned is that when a unit is fleeing, every instance of it fleeing at the start of the turn can trigger panic tests for things around it. So
Okay.
it's not the initial like if a unit's fleeing, it can then like as it goes across the battlefield start triggering even more tests. It's not the initial flee.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you got something big that flees, it can kind of dismantle the whole army.
Sure. Yeah, it was so
That
every
was
basically every time they run by a new unit, you do it again.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was one of the big things I learned, because I thought it was the initial act of fleeing is what triggers it. So we had that, and I only won one of my games, but it was fun. I didn't really go in to like win anything. I was just kind of going in to have games and like learn more of the game.
Did
Uh,
you did you learn how to resolve those multi-unit combats that we always have such questions about?
no, no, and I probably should have asked. I mean, we never had any of that come up in the game,
You and I have it come up
and
every game.
I know might have
I,
to ask them on Facebook about it. I joined their Facebook group.
well, that's good.
Uh,
Hopefully they're tuning in.
yeah, uh, yeah. It's what was I gonna say about that?
Valuable
I can't.
advertising seconds.
Yeah, I can't think about what I was gonna say about it, but
That's all
yeah, a whole
right.
lot of fun. Uh,
On the whole, you feel like Game Fest is worth the money you paid to go.
oh yeah, it was the money. I thought I was kind of having some doubts about it going into it because of the old world situation of people dropping and everything with it. But yeah, with the way the ball guys took me in, I really enjoyed that. Really made me
Well,
feel appreciated for having showed up.
well, we're closing up the short show today because you've got to run. But I would like to encourage our
Oh,
listeners to check out any kind of gaming event that is near you.
yeah.
I'm making sure that the dog that just ran across the keyboard did not stop the recording. No, we're good. Um, because you're probably going to have fun. Like, all of these things cannot be Adepticon, can they? And they certainly will
Oh,
never be Adepticon near you if you don't go out and support. So whether you're going to play 5 rounds of 40K, which honestly sounds like work to me, that feels like too much. What you did, I think, is
oh
the
yeah.
move. You play a little 1 day,
Well,
dust up, and maybe some RPGs, and call it good.
yeah. I remember what I was going to say earlier was just how intensive this tournament was, because we didn't stop. We kept going from one game to the next,
Oh wow.
and we yeah the he's kind of I don't know if he's the actual like leader of the group, but he's kind of the guy taking charge of everything. Alec with Arkansas Rankin Flake, he ordered everyone Arby's and brought it into the convention, which you're not supposed to do, but he did it anyway. Uh, so we were eating Arby's while we were playing, and it was just, and you know how intensive Old World can get, and it was literally 4 games of that over about 9 hours, nonstop. My body and mind were just about broken by the end of the day. I came home and I was just ready to just crash into bed. I was sore from stooping over, and you know how you bend over tables, just like 4 games of that. It was really intensive, and I almost have my fix of Old World for a long time.
So, play Sunday?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go play Old World, and you all don't forget to go to a local game fest of any sort, whatever they call it. If there are games being played, you will have fun, I promise. It's always a good time. Uh, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube. We need 50 more subscribers. We're on TikTok now. If you're into TikTok, which I don't know why you would be, but you get show clips and stuff, and you can comment to us over there. It's 40K Fanatics Podcast, just like it is everywhere else. Join our Discord for free. And until next time, be sure to
Stay fanatical.